今日はお忙しい中ご参加ありがとうございます。
Thank you for joining us
本
amidst
日
your
は
busy
ミャンマーからの
schedule.
声を聞くの第4
Today
回、
is the
若者
sixth
と
in
デジタ
the
ルフリーダム
webinar series, Listening to the
これから
Voices
の
from
声
Myanmar,
をこれからお届けします。
Youth and Digital Freedom
本
in
会
Myanmar,
は
Voices
ミャン
from the
マー軍の資金
Frontlines.
源を立て、キャンペーン団体であるメ
The
コンウォッチ、
Mekong
愛す仏
Watch,
教国際協力ネッ
IUS,
トワーク、国際環境 NGO、FOE ジャパン、
FOA Japan,
日本国際ボランティアセンター、
International Volunteer
アジアネッ
Center,
トワーク、
and
それから
Najat
プログレッシブボイスの
and
6
Progressive
団体の
Voice
協
are
力
the
で行っ
six
ています。
organizations that are
本日の司
co-hosting this
会はメ
seminar.
コンウォッチの樋口が務めさせていただ
I,
きます。
Kiguchi of Mekong Watch, will be your moderator today.
え本日の講座は録画させていただきます。
We will be
皆
recording
様の
today's
顔や顔
seminar.
は表示されません。
Your
各
face
自
or
の
will not
カ
be
メラのキャ
shown.
プチャーや録画はお控えくだ
Please
さ
do
い。
not capture the
また、
screen
質
or
問は
record
画面
the
下の Q&A 欄に
contents.
ご記入
If
く
you
だ
have
さ
any
い。
questions, please
当
write
然
them
な
in
がら
the
質問
Q&A
を提出
section at
さ
the
れてい
bottom
る
of the
皆様に
screen.
限り質
We
問
will
に答
try
え
to
させていた
answer
だ
your
きます。
questions as much as possible during the Q&A time.
本日のプログラムこちらのようになっ
This
ており
is
ます。
today's
初めに
program.
この私のお
We
話が
start
終わった後
with
に
my
ズ
introduction
ー
in
ムそ
Japanese.
れから
After that,
メンバー
ZP
で
will give a
お
talk,
話しい
and
ただ
then
きます。
Nyein
こ
will be
の際
giving a presentation.
英語でお話しいただきますので、
They will
日
be
本語
speaking in
の方
English.
は通
So
訳
if
チャ
you
ンネ
want
ルを押して
to
日本
hear
語
translation
を
into
聞いていただ
Japanese,
ければと
please
思います。
choose the
これか
Japanese
ら、
channel.
19時50分ぐらいをめどにしてい
From
ますが、
around
時間を設定
7:50,
して、
we will start having a Q&A session,
終了の5分ぐらい前まで、
and we will have Q&A
皆
until
さんか
about
らご
5
質問いた
minutes
だければ
before
お
we
答えい
end
た
the
します。
session.
このウェビナー、
This
今回で6回
webinar
目になりますが、
is the
私
sixth
た
in
ち
a
の
series that
こ
we're
の場
carrying
のウェ
out.
ビナーを開催する趣旨、
Let me explain the objectives of this series of
支持を
webinars.
求める、少数民族と呼ばれ一般に
The
呼ばれている人たちの
ethnic
暮らし、
minority
地域の
people
状況
and
ですとか、
other
さまざまな
people's
背景を持っ
situation
た
is
国
not
民
well
と
known
いう
in
のが十
Japan.
分知られてこなかったという問題意識が私たちの
This
中に
was
あ
a
ります。
concern that we had for a
そこ
long
で現
time.
地の情勢や
That's why
紛争の
we
実
have
情に
been
ついて
giving these
知り得
reports
る少数
to
民族
hear
の
the
それぞれ
ground
の状
situation,
況ですとか、
historical background of
日本
conflicts, and the
や世
situation of
界におい
ethnic
てミャン
minority
マー国民の
areas.
方たちが求め
And
る
we
アメリカ
want
を
to know
介護
what
で活動する
Myanmar
ミャン
civil
マーの
society
そういった
expects from the
何
Japanese
か
government and the
被害者
society.
に
We've been
事業に
inviting
参加された方と
activists, NGO
私た
staff,
ち
and
に迎え
CDM
てお話を
participants
聞き
from
ました。
Myanmar as our
そ
guest
れを
speakers
受
to
けて
talk on these
こ
topics.
のミャンマーに関しての議論を深めていきた
We
いと考
want
えております。
this to help deepen the discourse in Japan about Myanmar.
これに参加されている方は
The
皆さんご
participants in
存
this
知の状
seminar
況
may
かと思
be
います
very
が、
familiar with the
私から
current
説明します
situation,
と、
but
現
let
在ミャ
me
ンマーでは
explain.
9月の時点で100万人くらいの方が洪水の影響を受けている、
About
と
1 million
言われて
people
いま
have
す。
been
ミャ
affected
ンマ
by
ーでは
a
2021年2
typhoon.
月1日のクーデター以降、
Since
軍による
the coup d'etat
戦
on
争の
February
開
1st,
始や、そ
2021,
れ
there have been
軍によるその
continued
国
military
内の
oppression of
ヤング
civilians
ジェネレ
and
ーションである
clashes
高
with
齢化
the
の方たちですね。その間とかに
PDF, People's Defense Forces, and the Ethnic
国民
Minority
の中には
Revolutionary
300
Forces and
万
the
人を超えると
Army.
見られていますが、
There are thought to be
これ
about
の各組
3
織が
million
数字を出す
internally
ということが
displaced
続いていて、
people.
正確には
The
確実でな
accurate
いような状況が
number
わから
of
ない中
affected
を
people
してい
is
ます。
not well known.
軍による弾圧で死
The
亡した
number
数
of
は
people who
5000
died
1700名を超えてい
in
ます
oppression
が、
by the military
こ
has
の死亡者
exceeded
数というのは同じ
5,700.
ような政治中支
This
援
is
団
a
体
figure
KDDI というところが
estimated
こ
by
ちらの
the
数字を出
NGO
しまし
called
た。
Assistance
少な
Association
くと
for
もここ
Political
が確実
Prisoners.
にしたもの
These are the
だけという数字
confirmed
で、
deaths,
こういったところはもっと
5,700.
多いと見ら
The
れていま
actual
す。
number is
今
thought to be
AAPP で
higher.
も未確認について
AAPP says there are
2500
roughly
人
additional
と報告されている
2,500
として
people
上がっている
who
というような状
probably have
態
been
です。
killed, but
それから
whose
9
deaths
月
haven't
末
been
の時点
confirmed.
でこ
As of the
の
end
土
of
砂災害で100
September,
万人が洪水に影響を
1
受けている
million
ということ
people are
が
affected
挙げ
by
られて
the
いますが、
flooding from the
国連の発
typhoon.
表で発
According to the
表
United
された時点では、
Nations,
360人が死亡、少
360
なくとも
people
100人
have
が行方不
died,
明になっているとい
and
う
at
こと
least
で、
100 people
も
are
ちろん人
missing
命の被
from
害だけ
the
ではなく、
typhoon.
家
Not
畜
only
です
human
とか
lives, but also
人
livestock
の
and
ダメージ
farmland
被害を受け
have have been severely damaged by the typhoon.
いるところです。そうで、今日のテーマのところなんですけれども、
The Myanmar military has also increased its surveillance in the digital sphere, not only in the physical world, but also in the digital field. They have been surveilling the people. The UN experts sometimes call this digital dictatorship. It, restrictions on internet and telephone lines, online censorship, surveillance, and other repressive measures are characteristic of this attempt. In this context, Japan is also involved. The Japanese communication operator KDDI Group and Sumitomo Corporation have been jointly operating the Myanmar Posts and Telecommunications telecommunication systems together with the military government. This continues. The KDDI Group and Sumitomo have allowed the military to access personal data and intercept communications without warrants or legal oversight. They have also admitted to this. This puts activists and those who speak out online at risk. By providing the military with a source of income and surveillance capabilities, these Japanese companies are complicit in serious human rights abuses. The Central Bank of Norway has a policy to exclude Sumitomo and KDDI or put them on a watch list because of this investment. So the sovereign fund of Norway has put KDDI and Sumitomo on a watch list as for concern. LGBTQ is a term that is nowadays familiar to many of us, but nowadays, Mr. Chinian, our reporter today, uses the term LGBTQIA+. This indicates the diversity of human sexuality. Perhaps our understanding is not catching up to this yet, but there are differences in sex, gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation that are expressed through these terms. Recently, in addition to LGBT, the term LGBT plus was being used, but now it is more common to say LGBTQIA plus. Q represents queer or questioning, I represents intersex, and A represents asexual. Intersex. Asexual means to have no sexual interest in others. Intersex means having a sexual interest in both sexes. There are many diverse forms of sexuality and gender identity. So, to indicate that there is a great deal of a diversity, this plus mark is added at the end with the expression LGBTQIA+. So that is the most current terminology used nowadays. I'd like to introduce this in the beginning. As for today's contents, ZP, who is the director of Athan, which works on documenting the violation of freedom of expression, will be giving a talk. ZP will share about the activities of Athan. Athan means voice in Burmese. There are some Japanese journalists who report anonymously using the term Athan, but that's a different organization. Nyein is the secretary of the Queers of Burma Alternative. He will be talking about the role that the LGBTQI plus community and the Generation Z have played in galvanizing the revolution in Myanmar. ZP is the executive director of Athan, a freedom of expression activist organization. She has been working on human rights issues for more than 10 years in prominent human rights-based organizations. When Athan was formed in 2018, she worked as a consultant, and now she's working full-time for Athan. Athan has carried a lot of protests for freedom of expression, and she's also involved in writing research papers on this topic. After the coup d'etat in 2021, ZP has been the executive director of Athan and has been working on human rights advocacy work for Myanmar. She is no longer able to remain in Myanmar. She moved to Thailand in 2021 to continue the work. Our second speaker is Nyein, who is the secretary of the Queers of Burma Alternative and a queer activist. Since 2018, he has been deeply involved in activism, especially focusing on LGBTQIA plus rights, as well as anti-militarism and youth activism and environmentalism. Since the coup, he has served as a steering committee member of the General Strike Committee. He's also been providing support to IDPs in Northern Shan and Karenni states. He also has served as the Policy Affairs Officer at the Students' Union. And he has done podcasts and reports focusing on LGBTQIA voices in Myanmar, and has also done research and advocacy on intersectionality among pro-democratic groups. We'd like to move on to the presentations of the speakers, starting with ZP. ZP will give a presentation showing PowerPoint slides.
では、GP さんよろしくお願いします。
Please proceed, ZP.
Thank you, Yuka, for introduction and for your informative presentations too. So I hope you can see my PowerPoint now. Good evening, everyone. My name is CP. I am an executive director of Athan. As Yuka introduced about Athan, Athan is a freedom of expression activist organization established by young activists aim to promote freedom of expression on a societal level. And Athan mainly perform research activity. We also regularly engage in advocacy and public awareness activities. And most of the members of Athan are youth, and all of the activity engage youth participation. And Athan normally open opportunity for youth, such as internship program, capacity building program, and listen to youth voices to involve them and represent them in any action for change in Myanmar. So okay, I will stop my discussion here. So what did you last heard of Myanmar? So let's see. I will brief summarize some informative news about Myanmar. So this is the summary current situation in Myanmar. So yeah, Myanmar has been over 70 years of civil war, and also at the same time, there are also 3 million of internet displacement, and also 70 67% of country area in conflict zone, and people affected the conflict, and also because of the 2021 coup, some of the area in humanitarian, the military used the bomb and airstrike daily, and average like 215 airstrike per day that we counted from the local organizations. And also there, as presented previously, like there are over 20,000 political prisoners, and also the military junta has been killed and tortured, and also like killed over 50,000 innocent and civilians. So this is the by looking at the data, Myanmar has a long history of human rights violation, civil unrest, and the authoritarian rule met by the severe restriction on human rights, and of course the freedom of expression as well. And from this slide, I would like to point out how Myanmar people suffered the severe feature of the military rule, because the military junta intentionally fabricated to the different found of violation to the various group. For example, like they trying to make the separate the false hope or false information, such as the propaganda, into the minority group between the religion and also the ethnicity. And also Myanmar already failed the peace agreement, and the military control all the natural resources, and at the same time, like they influence the geographical, and also the loss of many type of human rights violation happen in Myanmar. So this is the timeline that I would like to briefly explain about how the over like 70 years of like Myanmar history in military rule. So Myanmar suffer from the loss of years of like freedom and human rights for several decades. The military region also like installed is manipulated, and but they are like like studying from like 1948, like to the 1962, there's a continuous civil war, and from 1962 to 1988, military rules and socialist era. And also, if we are looking at all the decades, that has been the student revolution, protests, and like mass protests in every like a story and in every memories. For example, like in 1988, there was like a mass protest, and from 1988 to 1991, there is also post 1991, and the protests, and also like the military also forced to jail to the member of parliament, and resistance. There was the conflict again, and like resistant group, and also the other political prisoner was detained and also tortured, and starting from 2091 to 2007, like there was also a Southern Revolution, and also like starting from 2010, there was the hunter where crafted constitution in 2008. Then through the 2008 constitution, a so-called political mechanism found to integrate the retired military leaders into the political system, and took part in the first general election since 1988, and won and contested. And so from 2000, so like yeah, after 2010, in the 2012, so well-known National League for Democracy NLD Party, so win in the by-election, and they started to the as the in 2000, starting from the 2015, the new civilian government initiated a few political steps forward, like human rights and freedom of expression, and yes, of course, the freedom of assembly, which include releasing the student who has been arrested and prosecuted for the mentioned from the protests against the National Education Bill, and pardoning the imprisoned politician, activists, worker, and farmer, etc. And also the NLD won another landslide victory in the 2020 election as well. Therefore, they established a new government again with the majority of seats in the parliament. But and luckily, like starting 2021 coup, in the early of 1st February 2021, president and including state councillor of Aung San Suu Kyi and other leader of the nation, the NLD party, were arbitrarily detained and trying to seize the power. So it started early February 2021. Right now, it has been almost 4 years that the military junta trying to seize the power. So, and so let's stop hearing the voices from the protests. So since the early February military coup, the fundamental human rights, which are freedom of expression, peaceful assembly, and media freedom, including internet freedom of Myanmar people, has been meaninglessly oppressed. And the military junta often cash off internet connectivity and mobile phone access to suppress and oppress people's right to freedom of expression, as well as to strengthen their human rights violation. And so the junta is also conducting crash down and unlawful arrest, torture, unlawful detention, and killing of peaceful protesters, as millions of people around the country join protests against the coup. So or like so they intentionally torture the people who against them, and especially young generation Z, and also they support like entire almost nation, and also the hunter started like open fire and torture and like and the people who can be arrested anytime, whoever against them. And and also the communication are also blackout in any time, both nationwide and regional blackout. Right now, there has been over 60 townships has been cut off the mobile phone line and internet. Some are mobile phone line and some are internet line. So people are not able to accept the information, and the hunter trying to use the false information and also some propaganda in their own way. And so this is the story of March 27, 2021. So we said that Myanmar security force, that the Myanmar soldier killed 114 people on that day, including some children, in a brutal crackdown on pro-democracy protesters. And we could say that the latter state of violence since the last man military coup, and it described in many new international news and also the local news reported. And this slide is a story about two kids. Two kids were playing on a city street in Myanmar, and one was shot dead. They were playing cat in their neighborhood near downtown, but like on that day, it was an enforced day and in the annual pro-military event. So tension was high. Protesters called it Supreme Revolution Day, carrying on with boycott and nationwide demonstrations. So security force fired into the air. And two kids started running away. They held home to try and stay together, but one was trapped in the back of the hut and fell to the ground. On that evening, the local police station informed his family member that the body was being kept at a military hospital in a township until the next morning before the funeral. So there is you're seeing a boy who is friend of headshot guy. So during those years, many other children dying while they were on the street or while they were playing or while they didn't even know themselves. They have been dead. But after like the hunter crashed down and used the weapon, all the protesters trying to run away from the city, and they leave their house and they join to the resistance group, and they became soldier from the ethnic areas and the liberated areas, and they learn the even though the protests, like I mean the peaceful protests, has been like the military crashed down the peaceful protests, and they trying to crash down the people, but it is never silent. Since the military coup in early February, the junta took control of the information flow, as like they put pressure like on journalists, or like internet blackouts, or additionally like unlawfully arresting, and but even like the junta, trying to crash down this kind of thing, but people still join a series of like peaceful protests until now. They never silent. And there is a picture that taught one of the flat mob movement on a street. They write down on a vinyl in English, "We will never be afraid." So stay continuously and they are trying to and speed out of their voices as much as they can, and also the hunter also stay trying to arrest and and raid their houses, and trying to arrest their family members or things like that. But although the majority of the demonstration was thought to do the lead the crash down, but the flash mode or the campaign were never done and never silent until now. And there is the voices from the resistance group. So after March 2021, like the young people joined to the resistance group, and right now at the same time the early of this year, the hunter announced the forced construction law. So the construction law forced the life of young Myanmar people, and it's pushed them away from their motherland. According to many reports from the local media organization, Myanmar military arrested 17 young people in Yangon even in a week after the full construction law was announced. And right now, like the soldier asked the young people who are on the street, like for no reason of the arrest, and they didn't get any response, and they just arrest and torture, and also like they are informed. Sometimes they are information on, well, like we cannot stay alone. So who are from the resistance group? So mostly from the Generation Z, and they never seem again before. They are a student. Some are a musician, like a DJ or like a singer, rapper, things like that. And some are engineer, doctors, or poets. So anyone like they join the resistance group. So they want to push things to the end, like especially after the construction law. Young people flee the country officially and unofficially, and the creativity and workforce of the young people cannot contribute to the national resources anymore. Those young and educated group migrated to the neighboring country, and were forced to take any available job on the other side. ideally they should be like the Nyein people from the resistant group once they are a peaceful protester. So they should be ideally in a university or early professional career. But right now they are taking a gun and they are fighting for their to throw back their federal democracy. So there is a picture of a young man called Dennis. He is from KNDF group soldier. He was once a peaceful protester. So this photo was taken in front of the Raiko University. So he said that they took possession. They mean like the hunter took possession to their campus, but the young generation will have to take it back. So the last part, another part is for the voices from the displacement. So Myanmar is now at the edge of a steep hill, and it has a large potential to face different crises, from economic fall to humanitarian assistance, and also actually, we are very grateful to see some countries that are taking more effective action on Myanmar issue, especially on the humanitarian assistance. But actually, the international organization, especially UN, and engage with the military junta and have a contract. Whatever they contribute the humanitarian assistance, they have to inform to the junta. So it is impossible to access to receive to the camp, refugee camp, and other displacement. So it is very obvious a lot of humanitarian assistance inside the country, and they are hopeless, and they they have been indiscriminated attack, and also they even experience airstrike and bombing every day, and also they need they have like already absent on the health and education and of the livelihood, etc. So it is very important to collaborate with other like international communities, and also like to force the UN like how we can engage to get the humanitarian assistance inside the country to the right people. And this is one of the quote from the grandma from a refugee camp. She said that our struggle is never ending. So this is the last voices from the media journalists. So like us, civil space in Myanmar has disappeared since the coup due to the security of the outspoken citizen. The military junta suppress anyone with critical voices, and even like their family members, and the journalists and also media organization were forced to flee the country due to the continuous severe threat from the military, and even social gathering are also restricted. So, since the coup happened in Myanmar, the media workers have been encountering or found or violation by the military junta, such as revoking the media agency. Sorry, and also the arbitrarily arrest, torture, long-term imprisonment, killing, etc. So Myanmar media freedom is amid the darkness ache, and along with the military coup, and the most prominent fact is like life-threatening and intimidation to their family members. And so I would say Myanmar journalism is crime. And so there is the latest case that two freelance journalists were shot to death by the military soldier in a home. So it is a very like a first time kid that I have ever seen, like the journalist who is living in a home has been shot to the death. So there is a quote from a partner from a journalist who shot to death. So she said that they don't need to shoot and kill them, they could just arrest them. So here I would like to end my presentation. So please don't forget Myanmar. Myanmar still need more action from the international community in terms of collaboration or working together, like sanctioning to the military junta, stop working with the Myanmar military juntas or things like that. For instance, they stop the aviation fuel sanction, humanitarian assistance, and also the emergency assistance to young people fleeing the country recently. And also we also need the require the sustainable safety and well-being of Myanmar civil actors in even country like India and Myanmar as well. So please don't forget Myanmar. We can overcome somehow collaborate together among our young people, and of course among our international community to force the UN mechanism or other ASEAN country to not to work together with Myanmar hunter, and also stop to start working with military hunter, and also collaborate the some sanction and also the many other things. So I will start my presentation here, and I will be back for the Q&A sessions. Thank you.
はい、GP さん、ありがとうございました。このまま続きまして、チニエンさんの発
Thank you,
表に
GP-san.
移りたいと
Now
思い
we'd
ます。
like to continue
よろしくお
to
願いしま
the
す。
presentation from Mr. Chinyan. Chinyan, the floor is yours.
Thank you for your invitation. My name is, you already mentioned Nyein. I'm representing Korea's Burma Alternative. I stand before you today as a youth activist and also a Korea advocate, someone who has lived through the brutalities of military tyranny. But I also stand here as a hopeful youngster who believes in a future where the voice of marginalized community, particularly LGBTQIA+, will contribute to building a just and inclusive Myanmar. Let me introduce about our organization, Korea's Burma Alternative, established and also born out of a desire to support a urban poor queer community and amplify queer voice. GBA start as a steady group focused on understanding the unique challenge faced by the LGBTQIA+ community. Now we have been active in the fight for democracy, human rights, and federalism. Despite the immense challenges posed by the military brutality, after being forced to re-establish our operation, and we continue to advocate for equality, dignities, and justice for a queer environment. Through the research, activism, and community organizing, 2AB remain committed to empowering young LGBTQIA+ people and defending their rights even in the most challenging circumstances. So let me talk about the overview of LGBTQIA+ challenge in Myanmar. Myanmar has been long oppressed by military rule, with its impact felt across all strata of society. However, plight of the LGBTQIA+ community often remain invisible to the global audience. LGBTQIA+ people in Myanmar has been subjected to systematic discrimination, harassment, and criminalization under the law like Section 377 and Section 375, which legalize same-sex relation and allow for targeted harassment of transgender individuals. This oppression and discrimination against LGBTQIA+ people has only worsened since the military attempted coup in 2021. Many of us are not just fighting for democracy, we are fighting for our very right to exist. So let me mention the legacy of military tyranny. In that context, I want to explain a little more about the saturation of patriarchy system in Myanmar. It's relentless and persuasive. It's governed not just how individuals behave in the public sphere, but also dictate social norms within the family, education, and the workplace. The military has both nurtured and reinforced this patriarchal structure, while the masculinity is equated with authority, and deviation from heteronormative gender role is punished. This system of control is not just political, it's about personal, affecting everyday life. LGBTQ+ individuals are heavily oppressed under this system. Not only are they criminalized under the law, like I already mentioned, the penal code section, but they also face societal rejection, even within their own family. For the transgender peoples, the harassment is especially brutal, with many being targeted under the 1945 Police Act, so-called shadow law, which allow authority to harass them with impunity. Post the coup attended, militarized patriarchy has become more extreme, creating an environment full of violence against LGBTQIA+ individuals. And also the woman has become normalized. Patriarchy views have long justified the exclusion of women and queer people from leadership roles, and these beliefs have been reinforced under the junta. The military used patriarchy as a tool of control, encouraging toxic masculinity and discouraging any challenges to the status quo. This oppressive cultural framework is a backdrop against the LGBTQ+ community has had to fight for their right. Both before and after the coup attempt, however, it's within its disparate environment that queer and gender non-conforming individual has become key figure in the resistance, challenging not only the military dictatorship but also the deeply abandoned patriarchy that has dictated Myanmar society known for generations. Now that we understand how deeply rooted patriarchy oppression is within Myanmar, let's look more about closely with the impact of it and how it has accelerated violence against the LGBT community in the post-coup attended Myanmar. The military junta attempt coup in 2021 marked dark turn for everyone in Myanmar, but for the LGBTQI+ community, the violence and repression reached an unimaginable level. After the coup, the military junta began systematically targeting marginalized groups, including LGBTQI+ people who had already begun living under the oppressive weight of discriminatory law and social stigmatization. Post-coup attempt, the already fragile rights of queer people have been systematically eroded, and the act of violence against it that have intensified, especially within the prison system. Previous presentation, you will see military junta, they crack down brutality on a peaceful protest, and also they oppress people political when the demand for the democracy. So the stories of Justin Nyein and Susha Shinten I already put in the case example. These two cases are extremely highlighted for today's presentation. Justin Nyein is a well-known queer activist based in Myanmar, was arrested in early 2022 for his outspoken opposition to the military coup. He was sentenced to the 10 years in a prison and brought an often vague charge of incitement and subversion. Accusation frequently used to silence dissent. During his detention, Justin was subject to extreme forms of torture, including beatings, forced confession. Report from those close to his case revealed that military used his sexual orientation as a further pretext for violence, subjecting him to the sexual humiliation and assault. His case is an example of how the military junta soldier weaponized both political repression and homophobia to break the spirits of those who dare resist. Similarly, Susha Shinten, a transgender woman from Myanmar, from Mandalay, a key figure in a local LGBTQIA+ advocacy. She also she was a national youth representative under the civilian government in energy-led government, was arrested while attending a peaceful protest in this currently. She was held in a detention for a week without formal charge and during this time suffered repeated sexual assault at the hand of her captor. Her experience highlights patriarchy brutal treatment of transgender detainees who are often placed in army prison where they are exposed to sexual violence not only from authority but also from other personnel. In a social case, the abuse was a part of a broader campaign for psychological torture intended to dehumanize her and break her resistance. It led to not only as a form of punishment, but also as a meaning of erasing our very identities, denying us even the most basis of humanity. What more horrifying is the systematic use of sexual and gender-based torture in a Myanmar prison. LGBTQIA+ individuals are particularly vulnerable to such abuse, with the ripples of rape, physical violence, and forced nudity designed to humiliate and dehumanize us. The haunted force target us not only for who we are, but for the role we play in standing against their tyranny. This violence is designed to silence us, but it has only strengthened our resolve. The Spring Revolution has provided a space for LGBTQIA+ people to rise as a leader, organizer, and revolutionary. Our voices are becoming louder and more visible than ever, despite the risks we face. Many other, for me, I was filled with the anger and fear in early of this horrific event in 2021. I joined my fellow activists on the street, protesting for the return to fully get of federal democracy. At the time, I had already been involved in LGBTQIA+ activism and also the youth activism, because I'm also functional as a student union leader. But the revolution brought a new urgency to our struggle. Suddenly, it was about more than just queer rights. It's about our survival, our youth hope, and our future. So that is the awakening of LGBT people in a Spring Revolution. This Spring Revolution has ignited a powerful wave of activism. For the first time in Myanmar history, LGBTQIA+ individuals have taken to the street. Large number. You will see some of the picture, and all the audience can search from the internet source. Joining protest streets, protests and strike, and even end resistance. Their bravery and activism has forced society to confront their long-held prejudice, and public perception are beginning to shift. I have witnessed rural community, which once viewed as an outcast, now embrace and support us as a key figure in a fight for democracy. This newfound solidarity is not just about survival, it's about reclaiming our humanity. Our struggle is not separate from the Myanmar broader quest for freedom. It is integral to it. The revolution is about all of us, and it cannot succeed without ensuring the right of every individual, regardless of gender identity or sexual orientation. While the violence against us is devastating, LGBTQIA+ community in Myanmar is not simply a victim. We are actively resisting and have taken an essential role in the fight for democracy. Let me share how LGBTQI+ people have become a key force in the Myanmar Spring Revolution. The LGBTQI+ community has become a powerful force within the Spring Revolution I already mentioned, but our progress cannot continue without legal reforms and societal change. That is aiming about the future, what our nation future. So the people concerns already have the structural and societal stigmatization, but during our resistance at the time, currently, the people in public testimony have risen to the positive one, but doesn't complete. The repealing of law, I already mentioned, criminalization, censorship relation, is just a beginning. We need a comprehensive commitment in a constitution that protects individuals regardless of gender identity or sexual orientation. However, it's not just about the law. True progress will become one societal attitudes toward LGBTQIA+ people change. One there is not just tolerant, but complete acceptance of as a part of Myanmar community. We need education, public awareness campaign, and grassroots activism to dismantle the prejudice that has kept us marginalized for so long. The revolution offers an unprecedented opportunity to reshape Myanmar's future, and international community must be part of this transformation. So, for the future of queer Myanmar, I wanna argue to support Myanmar LGBTQIA+ activists and revolutionary. For the Japanese government, my audience today, share our story, amplify our voice, and pressure your government to take a stand against the military junta. The military junta is the root cause of this intensifying crisis that is engulfing Myanmar and attacking our LGBTQIA+ community. We need the Japanese government to utilize every tool at its disposal to stop junta's ongoing atrocity crime. With 3 months left as a member of UN Security Council, we expect to finally see concrete action from Japan. We further call for the support of organizations like us who are on the front line fighting not only for the democracy, but for the future where all people are inclusive and equality for Myanmar can live freely without fears of violence and discrimination or oppression. We are providing service to the people who are suffering from gender violence. We have knowledge, experience, and the trust of the community we serve. We have the capacity to do so effectively. Japan is one of the biggest, if not the biggest donor for the humanitarian aid to Myanmar. You must ensure that your support can through the channel that respects and recognizes the immense contribution and bravery of local community across Myanmar, not through the military junta or any of its proxy outfit like a Myanmar Red Cross Society. The revolution in Myanmar is not just a political fight. It's a fight for the human dignity, and it's a fight that involves all of us. whether we are in Myanmar as well on Earth. The rebuildings of Myanmar maps involve every sector of society, from a youth activist to LGBT leader. International community has a unique responsibility to set it and support democratic movement, ensuring that Myanmar's future is based on a foundation of equality, justice, and freedom for all. Together, we can conquest over military tyranny, and together we can rebuild the Myanmar. Please support the Myanmar. Thank you.
はい、チーニエンさん、どうもありが
Thank
とうござ
you,
いました。
Nyein.
では、ここから、
So
Q&A のセッ
from
ションに
now,
入
we'd
ってい
like
きたい
to
と思います。
move on to the Q&A session.
2人からは今回ちょっと準備がかなり大変だったというのを伺ってるんですが、
I
こ
understand
れ
it
は
was quite challenging to prepare
洪
these
水の被害を2人とも
material.
タイ周辺にいらっしゃっていたの
And
で、
I understand that
ということで
living in Thailand, both of you now live in
もしよろ
Thailand,
しでしたら
and you are
次から
faced
です
a
とか、
major flood.
活動している地
If
域
you
とか
could
の洪水
please
の被害について
give us an
ご
update on the
説明い
damages
ただけますでしょうか。
from the major flood that hit your region, Thailand and also Myanmar, please.
Hello, can you hear? Yes.
あ、聞こえ
Yes,
ま
we
す。
can. Yes, we can. We can hear you.
Most we already mentioned in the Master P presentation. Right now, Myanmar military under making the forced conscription young people, especially young people. So young people have to move to escape the kind of oppression to the neighboring country like Thailand and also the Japan, Korea, through the job opportunity. So at the time, so that kind of international community, that kind of escaping plan, it's one of the tries for the youth people. They have to do like that way. So at that kind of situation for the Myanmar, please support the Myanmar youngster in your country becoming black. The youngster have a scale, that kind of scale, and also sometimes we have that kind of people have especially queer identity, LGBTQIA plus identity. So it have to be deal with the host country like Thailand, like Japan, like Korea. So how much the people awaken, how much the neighboring country or that kind of host country can welcome to the Myanmar youngster. They will think like it's the stealings of their job opportunity. But we not do like that way. Especially we want to live in our home country. We want to work in our home country, but we don't have that kind of chance. So the kind of chance have in other places. We find it for our safety, for our future. So please support youngster. Please support the LGBT people who living in the exile, and please support our revolutionary voice and show the amplify. So we hope that kind of support from the international community. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。ミャンマーから出ざるを得なかっ
Okay,
た若い
I understand. Thank you very
お
much.
話
For those who had to evacuate from its own countries, you liked
お願いします。
Japanese, of course, for those who accept them to provide support. I understand. And GP, you have your hands up. GP, please share your thoughts. And do you have an update on the flood situation?
Yeah, I would like to add some information like and also answer the question from the chat. Like it said that why the Tamarot, I mean the Myanmar military does not get up the power. What is your guess? So to answer that question, it is not my guess. It is obvious and it is with the fact and figured because why the military Tamarot does not get up the power because uh, they don't want to lose their power, and the current situation is they are losing the some control areas like the we can say like some majority control area. So like the in some liberated area, including the like some city controlled by the resistant different kind of resistant group, and also found like some area founded council and independent like committee and to perform as as a like as a local government. So it is very encouraging young people and people who are joining the resistance group as well, and also like they are losing the power because they cannot control the country, and they cannot handle it. All the people are against them, like even though they are forcing to uh they announcing they implement the construction law, and people against the the law, and young people instead of joining the military group, young people join to the resistance group, by seeing that how the Myanmar people trust the hunter. So it means that they are and losing power, and they cannot handle it. And now the country is flooding. So they cannot deliver any assistance rightly, because local people, all the area that flooded basically stand up with the home donation. I mean the local donation, or stand up behind ourselves with the local organization, or helping behind the resistant groups or things like that. So inside our laboratory areas, we are also reforming to be better administration and also the governance system as well. At the same time, I mean the civil society organization are forced them. I mean those resistant group or the local people to help them, or to make check and balance to be better community, and also uh, the society as well. And for example, like in the one of the library area currently state, so they already founded the they can deliver their education system, and also they can perform the humanitarian the policy of the humanitarian assistance or things like that. It is performing systematically. So we it would take time to wait for it. But still, we have full of energy. Sometimes, of course, we have got a depression, but at the same time, we have our hands and we have our community to help each other, and also, yes, of course, as a international community as well, to collaborate, or how we can find out how we can coordinate together. Yes.
ありがとうございました。今までも何度も話をしてくださったスピーカーの方たちが、軍のその統治能力のなさですとか、それからもうす
Our
でに
speakers have pointed out the lack of ability of the junta to govern the country, and they've pointed out that the people have established their own alternative government in many regions. The Japanese government and other states still tend to look at the junta as ruling the country, but we need to change their awareness. I hope we can raise our voices so that the perceptions of the Japanese government change and they realize who their true counterparts should be. There have been a number of questions to Nyein.
その自分たちに向けられたミャンマーの中で偏見というのをどのように今回その革命の中で断ち切っていったか
In
という
the revolution, how were the LGBTQIA people able to change the perceptions of discrimination in the movement?
人たちや異性愛者と連帯できたのはなぜか
How was it that the LGBT people were able to achieve a solidarity with the cisgender or people? You know, how were the perceptions changed towards LGBT through the movement? Could you explain, Mr.
Thank
Nyein?
you for your question. So, at first, the prejudice against LGBTQIA plus people were really strong, especially in a rural area where the traditional belief and patriarchy dominate. But things started to shift because we didn't just stay in our own bubble. Queer people stood side by side with everyone else in our protest and resistance, like also in a PDF or in maybe resistant group, any kinds of resistant group, even in an ethnic revolutionary resistant organization. So we will right there risking our life and getting arrested and sometimes even losing loved one, just like our cisgender and heterosexual friends. So our advocacy wasn't just about LGBTQIA plus, right? It's become a part of larger fight for democracy. It's about for our nation democracy ambition. So when people saw that we were fighting for the same future, those old prejudices start to break down. And they realize, hey, there's not that different from us. They're just people who want freedoms and justice too. They also the human. They also a part of our community. So this shows struggle. This living together in a jungle, living together in a demonstration, a peaceful demonstration, and also struggling together with the cisgender people. The more we show that and fought along them, the more the wall of prejudice start to crumble. It was our collective bravery that really brought people together. That's the way how to break the wall of that kind of barrier and also the prejudice in our resistance. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。ちなみにシスジェンダー
Thank
ってい
you
うの
very
は、
much.
自分の性を、どのように認識しているかっていう
How
性自認のことと、その生まれ持った性別っていうのは一致している人のことを指しています。
she was making definition of some of those sexual gender, the terminology, cisgen.
チーニンさんに
And another question to Chinyin.
ミャンマーのそのクイアの運動をそのサポートする
I
た
would
め
like
に
to
は
very much support Myanmar's queer activism. Which part of your activity or what you have experienced you would like our help to propagate, make it more popular, known amongst Japanese community? Do you have any specific requests that Japanese society can support?
It's meaning, or could you please again the question?
ですね、
Well,
ミャンマーのクイアの
Myanmar's
聞いたことがなかった
queer
という
activities. I've never heard about all the activities that Myanmar queers are doing, and we would like to support. Specifically, what kind of support that you expect from Japan? What can Japanese do to support queers' rights in Myanmar?
Thank you. Thank you for your solitary. It's mean a lot that you want to help spread the word about Myanmar queer movement. There are the few points I would like to show for you to convey you speak about it. Yes, we don't have particularly separately queer movement in a supreme revolution, but we are intersectionally fighting with our struggle together with the resistance and also the peaceful demonstration. So LGBTQI plus community in Myanmar is fighting not only for queer rights, but also for the democracy and human rights. We stand up to the brutal military tyranny, and our activism is tied deeply to the broader struggle for freedom in the country. It's about survivors. It's not just identity. So I'm already mentioned some of the violence we face and our strengths and resilience in our struggles. So that kind of intersectionally we participate in a Spring Revolution. And also I can mention some of the organization, LGBT Alliance, and also that kind of alliance, and maybe we found like a gender strike committee in the revolution started period, like in February 2021. So that kind of platform also participate the LGBTQ plus organization. So they advocate to the revolutionary force, or so they advocate to the people who want to get our same ambition. So that we advocate to the LGBTQIA plus and also SOGI kinds of concept to the people. Other kinds of you can see to the cisgender people. So that kind of movement, it's very big one, because we do a lot of LGBT strikes on the street and until to the military brutal force crackdown. We have a lot of LGBT right demanding slogan. Also, we break down the societal stigmatization concept through our slogan, our voice, through the digital platform. We doing the podcast and also other kinds of media organization. They also promote the LGBT plus people, their platform. So let me conclude what a specific need for international support, especially your Japanese government. It's don't support the military junta. It's meaning don't convey or any assistance through the military junta proxy channel, like Myanmar Red Cross aid. So that's other one kind of military junta proxy place, because it's kind of a social organization, have a lot of militia related people. So that's why we need to support the community organization, community CSO organization in the specific region. Like we also have a liberated area, mostly in our country. So we can convey your assistance through that kind of CSO to reach out, to directly reach to the regional people. So please support the kind of assistance from your government. Please tell your government that kind of support for Myanmar people. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。まさに私たちが取り組んでいて、かつまだ日本政府を動かせていない、点です。
This
本
is
当に
exactly what we've
思っ
been
ているんですが、
trying to advocate, but have been
他の方々に
unsuccessful about so
お話
far.
ししますと、
To explain
オ
to
ン
the
オンの時
participants,
に、
during the
前
fourth
々回ですね、
seminar, the two
援助した
times
ことについて
before,
は、か
we
なり詳しくお話しいただき
discussed
たい
in
んですが、
detail about
具
aid
体的
to
にその
Myanmar.
国連を通した支援でも、
Aid
最終的
from the
には
UN or
本来の
international
責任
society
が外資支
ultimately
援になるという
goes
中
through
で、
the
現
Red
在いろいろ
Cross
な
in
対応が起
Myanmar,
きているというの
and
は、
that has caused
報
various
告に報
problems
告されているんですけれど
in
も、
the
それ
field,
を
we have
ジャパニ
heard.
ーさんも何度も強調されている
Chin
んですけ
also
れども、
emphasized
日本
this
赤十
many
字というのは
times.
軍が
The Myanmar Red
軍の高官
Cross
が非常に関わっている
has
という
many
話もあります。
military officials involved in it,
抑散組織的な
and
組
it
織のような
is
ところがある
a
そういうとこ
supporter
ろ
of
を
the
通す
junta.
援助というのが当然
Aid
料理してしまう
through the Red Cross is going to
そういう
benefit
兵器の
the
武器化という
junta.
ことも言わ
It
れているんです
becomes a
けれども、
form of
そういった問題を
um,
日本政府に援助
use
す
of
る
aid
形
as a
になっていると
weapon,
いうことを
and the Japanese
改
government
め
has
てこの
been
形でやっている
carrying
という
out
こと
this
が
kind of wrong aid.
ありがとうございます。
It's a serious issue we need to
じ
address.
ゃあ、
Thank you for
GP
raising
さんの
this.
方にぜひアタンの
ZP,
活動についてもう少
could
し
you
詳しく
explain in more detail about the activities of your
どう
organization,
いう
Athan?
コンテンツが見れるかっていうのを
Could you tell us
お話し
where
してい
your
ただければ
contents can be viewed on the internet also, if you don't mind? ZP?
Yes. Yeah. So we produce the research paper about the right to freedom of expression in Myanmar. So recently, we produced the paper called paper about the how the military junta, crashed down the peaceful protester, and also the how the Myanmar people struggle to express their freedom of speech. And we are also looking at the uh, the information of internet shutdown in Myanmar. So people cannot access the not only internet but also the mobile phone line. So the hunter cash off all the mobile phone line in over like 60 township in Myanmar. So they cannot accept the information. Even right now, it's flooding over the country. So they cannot get the information, how they can observe the information and how they can prepare for the prevention. So things like that. And so we produced the research paper, and also we performed the awareness raising program. So you can search in Google. It is Athan, 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 Myanmar, Myanmar, Myanmar. So we have our website. So we post our monitoring data, dashboard, and also the research paper. And we sometimes collaborate with our partner organization, distributing the statements and other open letter to the international communities or the condemn the military junta as well. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。ちょっと
Thank
誰か
you
リンク
very
を探
much.
してチャットボックスに入れていただけ
If
ればと思います。
one of our staff, please put the link to her Athan site.
もう一回一つシーニンさんにごめんなさい、質
Chin-Yen-san,
問があり
there's
ました。
another
先ほ
question.
ど農村部などで
You said that
LGBTQ
in the
の人
villages,
たちが差別されているということは
LGBTQIA plus people is being discriminated in the countryside, especially those strong in the rural areas. What about the influence from religion? Do any religions make any impact to such discrimination or prejudices?
ごめんなさい、差別
I wonder whether LGBTQ people were subjected to prejudices because of certain religions of that region. That's a question, please.
Good question. Thank you, Yuger. Obviously, we can say probably yes, because religions are making our social norms and also the custom for the community. So yeah, that is how they have adopting their patriarchy, and also we have that kind of oppression, systematic oppression in queer people. So yeah, but through the revolution, through our Spring Revolution, that kind of social structural oppression eroding and eroding with the organizing of our queer people together living with that kind of villager. So I'm also serving as an IDP gangs in the conflict zone, and also helping and also assist in education institution and of the ethnic resistant organization. So at the time, they don't know about what are the difference and how to deal with that kind of people, because they think this is very strange. It's for when they see the queer people, when they see the transgender, when they see the kind of sexual and gender performance and orientation. But they know gradually, they know with the evolution and also through the revolution. So because we do a lot of campaign, we do a lot of awareness and in a grassroots level in our village. So that kind of contribution, that kind of way, that kind of method, it's making people to reduce and to arrogate. And you already mentioned prejudice, and or maybe we can say patriarchy or systematic oppression. Yeah. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。GP さんにも似た質問を最後にさせていただいてよろしいでしょうかね。
May I ask one final question to ZP? There's probably a lot of discrimination against women in Myanmar as well. What are your thoughts on discrimination against women in Myanmar and any changes in this? Could you comment on this, ZP?
Yes. So yeah, even in the honestly, even in the the revolutionary group, they are also still continuous discrimination, and also the behavior and not knowing the concept of the human rights or things like that. But it is slowly moving to reform the policy and to have a mechanism for the women and child to investigate those kind of discrimination, and also the cases that happened during this revolution period. So actually during this revolution, I would say people are getting open-minded and not afraid to confess their voices of their unfair behavior, or this kind of discrimination or things like that. So I hope the mechanism would be the mechanism will appear, and also can be reformed, amplifying their voices against this kind of against any form of discrimination. Yeah.
はい、ありがとうございました。じゃあ、本当にこれで少し時間超過していますが、最後の最後で、お
Thank
二
you very
人に
much. So now this is really, really the final question because we're running out of time. I would like to get your personal perspective of what you think of Japan. What kind of impression do you have to Japan? And what do you think our two countries' relationship can be? It can be your dream. How can Myanmar and Japan work together for the future? That would be the very last question from us. Thank you. Perhaps from GP-san? GP-san?
Yes. Okay. So, like what I mentioned before, like in my presentations, like we can amplify our voices from the local community. So we can, yeah, of course, bring the voices from the people on the ground, what they're suffering, what the right information are, and for example, like Nyein also mentioned again and again about the Myanmar record, and also I also mentioned about the some UN mechanism and UN some UN body and organization that still working and make up and contract with the military junta. So we should start that kind of things, and we should support the revolutionary group. And we also have an NUG, National Unity Government. So and we have all found of like mechanism and also the different kind of body to collaborate together. We can support to do any different kind of revolutionary group. And also yes, of course, like our the Myanmar civil society organization are also like 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 uh like saying about not to support the military junta, and also at the same time stop working with some business, and and also and or to support the sanction of the business and any other kind of thing. So there's so many important things to make session, and not to harmful to the community people on the ground as well. So it would be great we can work together, and we should have a channel and a network to collaborate together. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much, GP-san.
チンニュンさん、お
Nan?
願いします。
Chinyan-san?
Thank you. Thank you for your solar trees, and I'm really mentioned about for to actively listen to the voice of peoples in Myanmar and acknowledge their life experience of gross violation of human rights, to no longer see the issue of Myanmar as an internet affair, but rather as a threat to democracy all over the world, and therefore make robust and comprehensive and delayed effort to bring Myanmar back onto its path of democracy. So to officially recognize to our grassroots civil society and also the NUG, and put the pressure to end the impunity of Myanmar military junta and force their war crimes and crime against humanity in Myanmar, and bring the perpetrator to justice through international human rights mechanism, increase collaborative effort to impose meaningful sanctions against the military in order to decrease their perpetuation of human rights crisis. That is, I wanna mention everything, but let me conclude one thing is Japanese government, Japanese people, and please make sure for the people of Myanmar, and we all are fighting for our dignity, our equality, and freedom. So please support, please tell your government through your assistance effectively in our country. Thank you.
はい、ありがとうございます。まだまだ私たちも力が足りないところなんです
Thank
けど
you.
も、
We still lack
こ
impact,
れは、
but
先日の10月
the,
1日に
on the 1st of
ア
October,
クションを、
we
行っ
did
たと
carry
いう
out an action.
記録を FOA ジャパンの方で報
FOA
告がさ
Japan
れているの
has
で、
put this
参加の皆さんに
video on their
見ていただけ
website.
ればと
So
思います。
we encourage the
この
participants to look at this
アクション
action,
日本語では
protesting
多分
against the
やってい
junta.
ミャンマー人の
It's
方々
been done mostly in
が
Japanese, but the Myanmarese people in Japan have also joined this protest.
でクロスポストされていて、Facebook
It's also been
で知られるんですけども、
cross-posted in the
この動画
Myanmar
には
alternative media.
ビューが上がっているんですけど、
The number of views has increased quite a
見ていただい
bit.
ています。
A lot of people have seen
私たちもソリダリティ
the work
を
that
示してい
we
る
are
という
doing.
ところです。
This is how we're
ただま
trying
だ
to show
不正確
solidarity
な
with the
部分も
people on
ありませ
ground
んけれど
in
も、
Myanmar.
こち
We
らの
haven't been
は
able to really
報
change
告が
Japan's
書いてあるところに
government's policy
今
yet, but
お話があったようなミャンマーの人々のために本当
we
に必
have
要
been
な
urging the
支援に
government
切り替えてほしいというよ
to
うな要
change
請を
its aid so that it will really
今
benefit
示して
the
います。
people.
50団体以上
We have about more than
そうですね
50 organizations who have endorsed
新し
our
い内閣が
demand
変
for
わりました
that.
ので、
Now we
そ
are
れに
under a new
対する
government,
姿勢で振る舞
and
う
we plan
こ
to
れは前
submit
提を
our
作っているんですけれ
memorandum
ども、
to the new
まあ
government in
ボ
English.
リューム10
We
の
don't have an
内容
English
に
version of
反
that
映してい
yet,
ければ
but
と
eventually
思
we'd
い
like
ま
to
す。
share this
皆
letter
さん時間が
with
超過して大変
our
申し訳ありません
international
でした。
friends. We're sorry
改
to go
めて
past
ゼ
the
ピさん、それからチ
allotted
ンニャン
time.
さん、
We'd like to
本当
thank
に
ZP and Chinyan
本当だったらもっと楽しい生活をして、
for their
将来自
contribution.
分のことだけを考えていればいい
It
よ
would
う
have
な
been
年代の
much
時に
better
こう
if
いう大変な
you
時代
could
に
have
し
led a
て
peaceful
ご
life
面会
for
ありが
your
とうござい
own
ます。
future, but
た
you've
だ
been
そ
forced
れ
to
と同時に
sacrifice your
皆
lives
さん
for
の
the
ご存命
movement.
の尊さに非常に敬意を表したいと
We
思います。
expressed our
それで
deep
はお忙しい中に
respect
参
for
加してくだ
your
さいまして本当
sacrifice.
にありがとうございました。
We thank you for
次
taking
回の
time
セ
out
ミ
of
ナ
your
ーの
busy
際にあり
schedule
がとうございま
to
す。終わり
contribute
ま
to
した
this
らチ
seminar.
ケットが表
We
示さ
also
れる
thank
の
our
で、ぜひ
participants.
ご記入ください。
After the
それでは
seminar,
本当にま
there will
ま
be a
たいただいた
questionnaire
コメント
posted
は
to you.
また
So we
お
look
二
forward
人にお
to
届け
your
しますので、
comments
ぜ
on
ひ
the
ご
questionnaire.
協力いただければと思いま
We
す。
ask for
で
your
は本当に
cooperation.
ゼピさん、チンニャンさん、
ZP and
忙
Chinyan,
しいところありがとうござ
we
いま
really
した。
thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to contribute to today's
で
seminar.
次回は12月
The
の
next seminar
予
is
定
due
し
to
てい
be
ます
in
が、期間はま
December.
だ決まっていま
The
せんので、
details haven't been
またい
decided
ただ
yet.
いてご連絡します。
We will let you know
で
on
ご
another
メール
occasion.
でご連絡できればと思っていますの
We
で、
will
皆さんも気
try to
軽に
inform you
そち
by
らの方
email,
もチェックしていただければ
but
と思います。
also if you could check the social media
ま
of
あ、2人
the
に
organizers,
握手のアクションを
it would
に
be helpful.
していただいて、皆さん
If you could
に
express your
お
reaction
今日は
like
本
with
当に久しぶりにあり
applause
がとうござい
on
ました。
Zoom, that would be very nice. Thank you everyone for joining us amidst your busy schedule.